Alright, Moonlight, you are my son. Day 26, reveal. It's done. It's over. It's finally the end. Smog dances through his vision, and it's like the whole world is on fire. There's dirt rubbed into his suit, and dried blood is cracking to release open wounds that sting in the apocalyptic air. He can hear hissing in the air. He can hear the distant shouts and cries. It's all muffled through his ears as his focus shifts from the end of the fight and the end of the war. It's like being in a trance. His body is frozen and aching for rest, begging to be pulled down with fearsome gravity. And submit to the cold earth that's cracked surface will swallow him whole. The sky's dusty red, ready to catch fire yet again, and he is half expecting a punch to be thrown and for the entire bloody battle to begin again. The jolt throbbing in his left arm does little to remind him of reality and his placement in it. The world is burning. The world is chaotic. The world is new. When he inhales, there's little sprinklings of dirt and grime and dust that cling to his throat and burn in his lungs. It's not as unwelcomed as one may think it is. His eyes scan through the rocks and the jagged lines as the adrenaline explodes through his chest, trying to numb the pain he hasn't felt just yet. It's like the most horrific dream possible. His body is slumped because it's all done, but his mind is racing like a shooting star and prepared for more bone-crushing slams from full metal boxes. It's real. It's not a sick joke. It's a blissful wish. A hand slips into his own, and it's sticky and damp with what he can only assume is blood. It should be gross, but nothing seems too wrong right now. The smell of iron stings his nose as he breathes in the person beside him. Eyes closed, face up, it's like asking for death, but death isn't gonna come. He feels the squeeze and hears the ragged breaths. Part of his mind is thinking rationally, begging for them to call an ambulance. This can't be the end of them if they've just survived it all. But he is exhausted, he's tired, and he is done. His legs are about to collapse, and he just about is ready to let them. But for one more second, maybe even more, he wants to stand here and breathe and keep his eyes closed and bask and revel in the awful destruction that resulted in their freedom. War is good for no man, but bloodshed had been the price for safety. It's horrific and it's deadly, but in some miraculous way, everyone is alive and well. Blood has been lost and bones were broken, but God, the world isn't cracked in two, and nor is he. They've made it. They beat Hawkmoth. It's a hollow victory, but only for him. It's a hollow feeling in his chest upon learning the truth and putting in the final blow, but it had been done and it needed to be done. His mind never imagined some sort of glorious triumph with golden arches and glow, but it never believed that this would be the end. Alas, it is. And he wouldn't change it for the world. It's over, and he's done. He begs for his sleep, and he begs for the dark curtains to shield out the world, and he begs for the nightmares to not bleed into the new days. But hollow, empty victory is still victory at its core. LadyNoir? Her voice is the only angel music he's heard all week, and his heart melts with the sound. The gaping hole in his chest patches itself piece by piece. Kitty? Once upon a time, he worried what she might think of him. What she'd think of him when his name is revealed, and his mask is off, and All that's left of the Chat Noir she loved is the blonde hair and green eyes, but not with the cocky amusement, but instead anxious obedience. Once upon a time he worried she'd run farther than possible, or even worse, closer than before. But then the end came, and the world blazed, and he doesn't know if another heartache will be felt in his iced heart with frozen horrors over it. Ladybug. His voice is hoarse and harsh, and he kicks some rubble, and it makes the same sounds as his vocal cords. There's a horrid scratch on it all, and he doesn't blame her if she wants to flee or fade away. Unsurprisingly, she doesn't. Open your eyes, she says. There's no laughter to her voice, but there is wonder. There is a reverence to her voice that begs for the truth, and if this is the truth. She's too tired for false happiness, and she's been through too much pain for humor. He refuses to open his eyes and see what she sees, to see what eyes she looks at him with. His dreams are safe from the flames and the flares and the unknown expressions of eyes he's known for years and loved for that many, but has never truly known. He knows that today will be the first day he truly knows her in her all, and in turn she sees him bare. For another moment he keeps his eyes closed despite the knowledge that hers are not. I can't do that, he mutters. Her hands trail up his arms, little soft butterfly kisses, and they hold onto his shoulders with weak strength. There's a gush of air. It's cooling on his face that is burning. I can't do that yet. Please open your eyes, she says again, pulling with the little will she has left. He feels her legs wobble and nearly fold. His arms catch her in time, even in his weakened state. Together they ease down to the ground. It's rocky and harsh and sharp, but it's final. I can't. Chat, I love you. A smile dances on his lips, and a laugh that just barely makes its way through. Doesn't he know that? Doesn't he already know how much he loves her and how much she loves him? I love you too, he whispers. No, I mean, I love you. I love you and you, she says. It should sound crazy, but it doesn't. They shouldn't be alive, but they are. His eyes flicker open to the harsh light, and there's a hand brushing across his cheek. He moves to kiss her knuckles, and finally he sees her. He sees the most familiar face on earth, and the sob that escapes him is a wretched sound. Marinette? It's a wonder.